Today I show you how I plant these seeds of flowers into a pot, just a normal house pot. And this one, the seeds of this one look a bit funny, but yeah, they're normal. Calendula, it's a nice flower, and I was thinking to put a few things together, and I wasn't sure which one to use. Eventually I settled on this blue one. So we have here the calendula, which is the orange one, and the cornflower, blue cornflower, which is the blue one here. This is the Centaurea Cianus or something like this. What's the name of the Centaurea Cianus? Centaurea Cianus, I don't know. Okay, the pot here, this is a really big one. You don't need such a big pot. The depth really doesn't need to be more than 20 centimeters. And this one is an old pot. I didn't really have anything much here. There was only some onion. So I need to make the soil really super fluffy here. And there are a few stones, and I was thinking maybe to put the seeds in the special planting pods, the special containers, but I thought let's try to throw them in the pot and see what happens. If I have to move the plants, I can easily relocate them, move them around, and that's not a problem. It will be the same if I plant them in the small the containers for seedlings, and then I will have to move them. Here the point is to make the soil super fluffy, and I have these the brown balls here. They're actually pretty good for moisture, to keep the soil from getting too wet. It keeps the moisture inside those material, and also it's a bit sandy, and I think it's pretty good for this. You don't really have any special requirements for these pot flowers. They are really very easy to grow. I mean, they're really easy to grow, these plants, and they look really beautiful. You have flowers all the time. You can have, it's for 1 year, so the next year you can plant them again. And the best part is, if you have the plants, if you have the flowers like this, they smell nice, most of them, and if they don't smell too much, at least they look very nice, and it's nice to have something activity to water them. Also, they're not very picky. It's not good to have them in full bright sun, but somewhere in the middle, like a bit of sun, not too much sun, half and half, I guess. So we start with this one, and I don't really have like a technique here. I guess the technique is just to throw them. I was thinking to make a bit of lines in the soil to put them in an organized way, but I can really move them around, and I prefer the randomness of it. I don't want them to be organized. I want it to be like a nice flower push there, like a pot. And these are the seeds. They look like dry worms. I thought, wow, these are really like dry worms. Very interesting. They're not worms, these are the seeds of the plant. It makes really nice orange balls of flowers. So when I throw them, I try to spread them around a little bit, not so they're not in the same place, but I didn't really do such a good job of that. And really move the soil around a bit to cover them. There doesn't need to be more than 1 centimeter to cover them. Already here it's not very cold, and if you live in a cold area, you can put a bit of plastic foil on top of the pot while they are small, to keep the moisture inside, and also to keep the temperature a little bit controlled. And these are the seeds from the from these blue flowers. Cornflower seeds, basically these are from the flower. As they come out, they look interesting. I think it's really too many, but okay, we will see how many there are, and I could split them in 2 pots if I have to. I have another pot that I could use for this, so we'll see how it goes. So this is the technique, just throw everything in there and move the soil a little bit, and the idea is to cover the seeds so they start growing. They should not be too deep, so don't start digging now. Once you do this seedling, the seeds are in the soil, you don't start mixing the soil too much, only I arrange it a little bit, trying to remove the stones, keep them on the edges. If you don't want to have stones, you can remove them. I have them, I don't know, we keep them like this, and a little bit just to press on the soil, but not too hard, just a little bit to keep it make good contact with the seed. Now it's my secret ingredient, a water bottle with holes in the cap I made with a paper clip, a hot paper clip. I will link a video in the description how to do this. It's very easy. You just use a hot make the paper clip hot with the lighter and press it on the cap, and that works. Like this, it's a sprinkler. It's really important not to disturb the seeds, not really now, but in the following days when I water them. The soil should be always a little bit moist, but not a lot like now. I only do it more now because I just planted them to give them a kickstart. But during the day, once a day, I will check them to make sure that the soil doesn't get dry, and only a little bit, like a few sprinkles of water, just for a bit of moisture. That's why I use the holes in the cup. This is a really nice technique to have like a shower head for the plastic bottle. You don't need to buy any accessories for gardening, you already have it. It's a plastic bottle, just make the holes in the cup and that's it. Thanks for watching.